Namaste, welcome to Geeta's Kitchen. Today's video I am going to show you something very basic, and that is how to cook rice. And we are going to see it in different methods, and I hope it will be very useful to beginners, bachelors, people who have just started cooking, and even those who have been cooking for a long time if you want to know some tips and tricks. So here goes. This I have taken 1 cup of rice. You can choose any cup, your regular standard measuring cup or any other cup, whichever cup you take rice, same cup you should use for measuring water. And some people take raw rice. This is raw rice or sona masuri rice, which we use every day at home. People in the north generally use basmati rice. Down south they use more of boiled rice, parboiled rice. So whichever you are used to, you take that rice. And the quantity of water will vary. For basmati you use lesser. Now this 1 cup of rice I have washed thoroughly and soaked it in water for half an hour before cooking. The first method I am going to show you is the traditional method of cooking rice. For that you need a curved vessel with a narrow mouth preferably, and then first you have to drain out the water in which the rice was soaked. You have to always measure the water using the same cup. So for this traditional method of making rice, we need plenty of water. 1 cup of rice you can take nearly 8 cups of water. Take plenty of water. I have taken 8 cups and allow it to come to a boil. See, now the water has started boiling. Just reduce the flame a little bit and add the soaked rice to this. Just mix it a little bit and cook it on a medium flame till done. Just allow it to continue cooking. One small tip here, if you are making rice which you want really fluffy and the grains to be separate, then add a teaspoon of oil in this. Your grains will be separate. Some people like to add salt while cooking. It is optional. I generally don't add salt while cooking. So I am just leaving the rice as it is to cook till done. Now you can check this rice in between and see. Just take a single grain of rice and see if you see now it is breaking. Depends on how well cooked you want. So for pulaus or for any variety rice like coconut rice, lemon rice and all, you don't want the rice to be very soft. You want it to be separate and fluffy grains. So you can switch it off at this stage. Now cover it with a lid, hold it with a cloth and slowly drain out the water like this. For those of you who are not comfortable and you feel afraid to drain the water like this, you can just take a colander like this, keep it inside another vessel and then pour the whole thing inside. That way also the water will get drained. I'll show you both the ways. One is to drain out the starch like this. Those who are not comfortable, just take the whole rice out like this and colander or a sieve which we use for taking out, frying things and all that. And allow the starch to drain out completely. There should not be even a drop of water left in the rice. And you get drops of water. You have to drain out till the last drop of water has come out. Only then your rice grains will be fluffy and good for any pulaus or variety rice. Keep this aside. You need not throw this. See, this is basically starch water. People who are on a diet and who want to lose weight, it is better to remove the starch and eat the rice. Whereas for those, say, let us say, for people who need more nutrition and more energy, you can give them this. This is a very good source of energy. Add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. Maybe some boiled vegetables also. Give it to them as a soup. For those who are convalescing, it is very good. All the water has drained. Not a drop of water is there. Take it out and allow it to cool thoroughly. This rice is nice, separate grains of rice, fluffy rice. Allow it to cool and you can use it for any type of pulao or mixed variety rice like lemon rice or coconut rice. It will be good. But allow it to cool down thoroughly. Another use of this starch water, you can use it for starching your cotton sarees. And something which my mother-in-law told me, which she used to do, even in her 80s, she had lovely long hair. And she always used to tell me that those days they used to make rice in this traditional way only. And whatever starch they have collected today, they would allow it to cool completely and then use it the next day for washing their hair. They used to mix some shikaka powder along with this and wash their hair. And lovely hair she used to have using this drained rice water or drained starch. I understand it's good for the complexion too. So there are many uses of this. You need not throw it away. Of course, some of the nutrients are lost when you have drained the water along with the starch. But in that case, if you are particular, then you use parboiled rice so that the B vitamins are retained. Now let us look at the second method of cooking rice. Again, same 1 cup of rice I have washed, soaked for half an hour and kept. The same raw rice, Sona Masuri rice. Now what we have to do, this is the absorption method. We are not going to strain out the water. So we have to measure the water very carefully. So for 1 cup of rice, with the same cup, measure out 3 cups of water. If you are using basmati rice, use only 2 cups of water. This is Sona Masuri, so it will take more water. And allow it to come to a boil. See, the water has started coming to a boil. Now drain off the water from this rice. Reduce the flame a little and add this soaked rice to it. Cook on medium flame till the rice is done. Now let us open the rice and see if it is done. See, no water at all. Rice is perfectly cooked. Switch it off. So this is our absorption method, where we did not use excess water. We have used the correct amount of water and all the water has been absorbed. In this method, the only point you should take care is you need a heavy vessel, otherwise it might get burnt at the bottom. So use a heavy vessel for cooking the rice. And here again, your rice is very well done, nice soft grains which are fluffy. When it is cool, you will get all separate grains. You can even transfer this to another vessel and keep if you like. Or if you are a person like me who likes the rice to be a bit soft, then I just allow it to remain like that, because I don't like the grains to be very separate. I like my rice a little bit soft, especially when I am eating with sambar or rasam. But for making for variety rice, this method is preferable. The first method, where you have absolutely fluffy grains of rice. Now I will show you a third method of cooking rice, which is also an absorption method. Again take same 1 cup of raw rice and then wash the rice thoroughly till the water runs clear. Wash it once again. For this we are going to cook the rice in something like a water bath. You can take any kadai with the lid if you have. Today I am using this vessel. Pour some water into this outer vessel. This is the washed rice. You take it into the vessel in which you want to cook. There is no need to soak the rice. Just wash it and take it into another vessel. Again you have to measure the rice. So with the same measuring cup, measure out 3 cups of water. 1, 2 and 3. Place this inner vessel into the outer vessel. There should be sufficient water in the outer vessel, say till up to the halfway mark of the inner vessel. Then cover it with a lid and cook it on a medium flame. I remember as children my mother used to cook it in this method, and we also learned how to see the time by that. She would ask us to note the time, say it was 9 o'clock, and then she would say you can switch it off when it doesn't matter. Just take a kadai or any other big vessel you have, fill it with water till it comes to halfway of the inner vessel, and then cover it with the lid and cook it for off. Your rice will be ready. Let's open the lid and check the rice. There. It is perfectly done. No water. We can switch it off. See, now we have 3 methods of cooking lovely, perfect, fluffy rice. Just test it with a fork. Lovely long grain rice, which is not at all sticky. Don't mix it too much, then the grains might tend to break. This is the one where we use the traditional or the excess water method. I'll tell you the tips and tricks for each method. In this you are using excess water. So for 1 cup rice I used 8 cups. It doesn't matter even if you use 10 or 12 cups of water. You have to see that you have plenty of water to cook the rice, and then drain out the starch totally till not a drop of it remains, and then allow it to cool. This is perfect for making any pulaus or variety rice types. This is the absorption method, in which we have used the correct quantity of water. That is, for 1 cup of rice we have used 3 cups of water. Again, it is not sticking at all. Perfect rice. You can use this. And this is the method absorption, but by steaming. That is, you have an outer vessel of water, inner vessel this. So in the first method you see that you have plenty of water. In second method you must see that the vessel is a really heavy one, otherwise the rice might get burnt. And in this third method you must see that the outer vessel always has sufficient water. The outer vessel's water should not dry up. So you have seen 3 methods of making rice on the stove top without using any pressure cooker or rice cooker or microwave. Just all you need is a simple vessel and water and a gas stove. So I hope it is quite clear, and it will be useful to all those who want to cook perfect rice every time. One more thing, remember, after removing it from the gas stove, allow some 5 minutes standing time before you transfer it to another container. This is true even when you make idlis. You allow it 5 minutes standing time and then remove the idlis, it will not stick to the plates. And even if you are cooking in a pressure cooker, sometimes what happens, we find the rice sticks together and becomes hard. To avoid that, in a pressure cooker also, allow it some standing time and immediately transfer to another vessel. Then that rice also will be non-sticky like this. And in any meal, especially for people whom rice is the staple food, the rice has to be cooked perfectly. It should not become too mushy or it should not be undercooked, because even if your side dishes are all very tasty, the poor cooking of rice will spoil the entire meal. So do take care and cook good rice easily every time. I hope you liked this video. Please share your comments with me and subscribe to Geeta's Kitchen for more such easy, tasty, interesting recipes. Thank you.